This is some of the coolest LED lighting you can buy. Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this. This is so cool. I know it's still wrapped up. We're going to open it up in a second, but this is the Twinkly 210 RGB+W LED curtain light. And as you can see, it's really fun. Now, what makes it really cool is that there's a matching app, and from the app you can pick hundreds of different patterns and styles, create your own, but you can also pair it with your Alexa or your Google Assistant. So, computer, turn off Twinkly. You don't have to actually do anything. You can just talk to your system and it'll take care of it. Now, obviously I renamed my Alexa for my studio, so that's why I'm calling it that. So, computer, turn on Twinkly. And it'll go back to its previous color, but we can also change it by computer, set Twinkly to blue. Now that is an easy way to get some mood lighting in your space, right? Now, this is in fact a curtain light, and it's designed to be spread out. I'm going to open this up because having it all run like this is a little suboptimal. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to hook this up to the wall behind me so we can really get a sense of how it works. But before I do that, I just want to talk about it a little more, assuming I can ever get this little thing off. It's going to come off. It will. There we go, finally. Okay, so you can see that it is designed to be spread out and to really give you lighting on a wall surface, which is really fun. Now, what I want to do is I want to hook it up, and then we're going to look at some of the effects that it has, because this is the second generation with 16 million different colors that it can display. Plus it can do a soft white, so you can just have it be a nice room illumination, and you can also dim it or brighten it with your voice system too. Now, there's obviously an app, the Twinkly app. So let me go ahead and let me show you what that looks like, because that's pretty slick too. And the Twinkly app, here's the default right now, and it's in blue, but I can change to an effect, and you can see here's the effect, but let's look at some of these effects. Let's choose rainbow stripes. And you're looking at the picture on the screen saying, what the heck is that? And that's to do with mapping. And what you do is you get this spread out the way that you want, and then you actually take a picture of it with the app, and it figures out how all the lights are arranged, and then it will compensate and make sure all the patterns work properly, which is pretty darn smart if you think about it. So obviously from the app I can do things like turn off the lights, turn them on, change the brightness, you know, pretty basic stuff. But much more, there's much more you can do, including the ability to create and design your own visual effects, which is super fun. And here's that layout. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get this on the wall, and then I'm going to map the layout, and then I'll give you another demo. So let me go ahead and get this taped on the wall behind me, and you'll really see how this works. It's pretty slick. I have it on the wall in curtain layout, which is what this is, and it's about 5 feet by 7 feet, and you can see it goes on pretty nicely, and there's red. We can change colors, of course, but let's go to effects. So here's one effect, and now these effects make a whole lot more sense. Let's look at them and see what some of them might be. So let's go to Bright Twinkle, and that's extremely festive. Really like that one. We can try Horizontal Flag. Looks like the Jamaican flag, but a really active version of it. And we can go to Sparkles. And let's see, let's try a couple more. So here's Sunset. And it's very cool. These are very smart lights. They really understand what you're trying to accomplish here. So it gives you lots of different options. Here's just sort of festive party lights. Obviously you can do things like set up holiday lights. Let's do Unicorn Sun, that's a good one. A little harder to tell when it's on the wall, but you can see there's actually a lot going on. So let me jump back on camera and tell you a tiny bit more about these, and then we'll wrap it up. So hang on. These are ridiculously fun. I really like these. I could absolutely see my daughter is actually heading off to college in a couple of months, and I think these are going to be in her dorm room. And how is this not going to be really fun? You can go from a bright white to all sorts of different patterns. You can have every other light off in your room and just have it be the twinkly starlight sort of look. So there's a lot you can do with this. It's really fun. You can use the app. There is actually an on-off button on the power line if you really just want to make sure like your roommate can turn it on without you arguing over who should actually have the app. That's pretty straightforward. Otherwise, it is IP44 waterproof, so you can have them outdoors. I wouldn't have them directly in a freezing environment or in direct sunlight, but if you want to have these on like your front door for a party or something, that'll work just fine. So really nothing else to talk about. I really like these. They're really fun. I think with a little creativity and some thumbtacks, you could certainly spread it to be a wider space that it takes up. But I mean, just look at this. Look at this background behind me. Isn't this super fun? Great. All right. So we need to talk about the price. But before we get to the price, I'm going to ask if you could subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on that subscribe button and we're connected. All right. Was not actually intending for that to happen, but you can also synchronize it with sound. There's a way you can set that up if you really want to. Okay, now this is the Twinkly 210 RGB+W LED curtain. It is a really slick light system and it's $129.95 at bestbuy.com. It's available through other channels. You can look around and compare prices, but that's the price that I chose. $129 is fairly spendy, but I will say that of all of these lights that I've tested, this is probably the smartest and easiest to work with, and that means a lot. So definitely one worth checking out. If you have a space where you want better, cheerier ambient lighting, I don't know that you can go wrong here. So check these out. I'm going back to my Twinkly, which means I'll catch you in my next video.